Hi guys, it's Misty. Welcome to another card video. I made this card a while back and I recorded it and I had intended to do a video, but unfortunately my car was broken into back in February and my external hard drive was stolen along with my laptop and many other items, and all of my video footage was on that external hard drive. So I got an order for this card on my Etsy shop, so I decided to re-record it and finally post a video on how I made this card. So I'm using, let's see, it's Beautiful Ride by Simon Says Stamp and Number It by Mama Elephant. And I'm not going to sit here and color the whole image. If you want a list of the colors that I used, I'll list all those over on my blog, which I'll also include a link to in the description below, along with all the products that I use. So first I have to, of course, go around my image. I just fussy cut another bouquet of flowers out. I wanted to, I'm going to add some foam adhesive on the back of these to pop them up a little bit. So I cut off the stems and just left the petals there. So the way the stamp set comes, it's just the bike, and then you can either add the basket or not add a basket on the front and back. The cat's separate, the flowers are separate. There's a bottle of wine, I think like a loaf of bread, and some other things that you can put in the basket if you want. So I chose the flowers and the cute little kitty cat. It looks like my cat. And then the happy die is from Mama Elephant as well. And I wanted the happy to be popped up too, so I cut that out several times. I think I ended up with 6 layers, and then I just used a spray adhesive to glue them all together. And this is the numbers from the Number It set from Mama Elephant. I love these numbers. This particular card was for somebody's 75th birthday, but you can do it for any birthday. You can do it for your 5th birthday or 50th. Anyway, I like this Number It set. It's a good stamp set to have. And then I'm not quite sure why I didn't finish the happy, but apparently I'm jumping all over the place here. So now onto the numbers, coloring it the same colors as the bike. I was just trying to get everything to match. So I also made the same card, but I did it in pinks instead of blues, and it turned out really cute. I mean, probably because pink is one of my favorite colors, but I'll show you that one at the end of the video too. This is what I love about Copic markers. Look how awesome those blend together. I was, trying to make it like an ombre, darker at top, lighter bottom, and it's perfect. I love Copic markers. I started out with the Spectrum Noirs and I just could not get them to blend like this, so I got rid of my Spectrum Noirs and went full on Copic. Alright, so now I have the numbers to match. The next part, I'm so indecisive. I switched it up at the last minute after I made the whole card. So I was looking for a distress ink to match those Copic markers, and both of them, I mean, when you're looking at a tiny little number, both of them look like they matched. So I thought I wanted to go with Salty Ocean, so I started with that, and then when I held it up, it didn't look like it matched anymore, so then I went with the Mermaid Lagoon, and then at the last minute I switched it back to Salty Ocean after I had the card completely made. Yeah, so that's why I ended up being 6 layers. But I don't want the whole word colored. I just wanted the bottom portion of the word to have color, and then the top part white. So I'm just darkening it up a bit. I couldn't remember how I did it. If I left it in the paper like I just showed you, or if it seems easier that way because then it doesn't, the sponge doesn't catch it and end up, bending your paper. Yeah, so that was the Salty Ocean, but I don't know. It didn't look like it matched when I held it up to the bike and the numbers. So I did it again with Mermaid Lagoon. I don't know. Either one probably would have been just fine, but and normally I write down which colors I use so I can refer back to it, especially on cards that I have on my Etsy shop. But like I said, everything was stolen, so I didn't have access to any of the colors I used. I just now I do. Now I can write it down, and next time I'll know exactly what colors to use. Because yeah, I ended up with the salty ocean. But stepping back for a second, so I tried this a different way. So the first time I cut the happy, left it in the cardstock, and then added the color. And for this one, I just used the distress ink to color the whole bottom portion of the cardstock, and then decided where I wanted to place the die, and then cut it out. So I was just trying to figure out which way was easier to do. I mean, they're both easy. So what is that? Half a dozen of one, and I don't know what the saying is. I don't even know why I try. It was basically the same either way. What is that saying? Half a dozen of one. I don't know. Six. I don't know. If anybody knows that saying, let me know because it's going to drive me nuts. All right, so gluing them all together. Love that spray adhesive. It works perfectly for these. And then I just use the Lawn Fawn stitched rectangle and then offset it kind of cattywampus. And since the flowers were purple, I wanted to add just a little bit more purple to the card. Everything else was blue, so I just took, one of the colors I used for the flowers and just colored a strip of cardstock. And then cut it down to size. When all else fails, make your own. This way you know it matches exactly to whatever you're doing. So, I always forget about this though. I have so much colored paper that I usually just go for the colored paper, but this time I wanted it to match exactly. And then the two-way glue pen is perfect for things like this, where it's not quite wide enough for a, stamp runner. Words are escaping me tonight. Not quite sure why. Yeah, so I wanted a couple things popped up. So I have the happy is popped up. That gives it dimension. The flowers I'm going to pop up. And then the 75 I'm going to pop up too. So there's lots of dimension to this card. And lately it seems like if I don't use my finger to rub this glue in, you can see behind it where exactly I put the glue. Like it hardens behind it, and then you can see like squiggly lines. So maybe, I don't know why, it happened to me a couple times. So I'm just going to start using my finger and mix it all around so you can't see where I glued it. So yep, just going to use these little foam squares to pop up the 75. And I did use a lot of them because I'm mailing this, and I don't know if the person who I made this for is mailing it, and I didn't want it to get ruined in the mail, so I used lots of those little adhesive squares. And then to glue the whole happy down to the card front, I just used the Zig 2A glue pen again. See, here I'm going already with the two different colors. I really think I probably could have went either way, but the Mermaid Lagoon, I don't know, it was off a tone. It just seemed too toned down for the blues that I used. So, and thank God I remembered to put the TH before I put the numbers down, because that would have been hard to get that on there if I had stuck the numbers down first. So I don't show it in the video, but I am actually going to swap out the happies. On the card right now is Mermaid Lagoon, and then I'm going to end up swapping it out for that. Up in the top left is the Salty Ocean, and I end up going with that one. I don't know, I liked it better. After I pop this up, I'm going to add two last things. I'm going to add Winkastella to the happy and also both numbers. And then the whole bike frame I'm going to cover in glossy accents. So it looks like it's metal. I did that to both the blue card and also the pink one. And I think it turned out really cute. So that is my video. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next week. Bye.